Welcome, my dear students. So excited to meet you again in another episode of our program for English language for first prep under the supervision of the Ministry of Education. أهلا بكم أعزائي الطلبة في حلقة جديدة من حلقات برنامجنا للصف الأول الإعدادي للغة الإنجليزية تحت رعاية وإشراف وزارة التربية والتعليم. As you know, we have covered Unit 4. We are using technology, and we have covered all the points related to technology, and we have explained how technology is so important and so essential in our modern life. Today, we are going to start with another unit, Unit 5, which is about holidays. Holiday is the period in which I don't go to school, to work, to my university, and I can choose whatever I want to do. تمام؟ يعني في الأجازات أو في العطلات الوقت اللي أنا برتاح من الريسبونسبيلتيز ومن مروحي للشغل أو للجامعة أو للكلية، وبقدر أختار الأكتيفيتي المناسب اللي يخليني فرحان وسعيد. تمام؟ Let's go. Let's start Unit 5. As we have agreed, holiday is a period of time in which I can choose what I'm going to do. يعني I'm free to choose the activity I'm going to do. يعني هي العطلة اللي أنا بقدر أختار فيها إيه الشيء اللي هيبسطني وهيسعدني. طيب, before we start, let's have a look about the main objectives or the main points that we are going to cover in this unit. First, a reading. In the reading part, I have a description of a holiday and an advertisement for learning English. بعد كده عندي a writing, how to write an email describing your holiday. ازاي هنكتب ايميل بنشرح فيه بنتكلم فيه عن العطلة بتاعتنا. بعد كده في listening a discussion about a day out. يعني هنعمل discussion عن day outdoor هنقضيه برا. في السبيكينج عندنا how to describe a place or talking about your holiday. And the last point في language or the grammar, we will talk about the past simple tense. تمام؟ Okay. Let's start by our unit. Find and number these things in the photos. Can you finish before your partner? Okay. Here I have some places where I can go to, and I have some photos. Here are the photos, and in which photo I have to number which one of these places on the photo. تمام? Let's start. Number 1, cave. What is the meaning of the word cave? Cave is a large hole أو opening أو a chamber in the mountain. يعني الكيف بيبقى عبارة عن فتحة موجودة في الجبل أو غرفة صغيرة داخل الجبل, and it's usually dark and cold. وعادة ما بتكون ضلمة وسقعة. طيب, let's check together كده. Where is the cave in these photos? تمام. Number 1. In the first picture, number 1 is the cave. طيب, number 2 we have sea. What is the meaning of the word sea? sea an area, salty water, covered an area on the surface of the earth, and it's smaller than the ocean. sea يعني البحر. Number 2. Here is the photo of the sea. Okay? بعد كده I have the beach. What's the meaning of the word beach? It's a sandy, flat area beside the sea. عادة بتبقى منطقة مسطحة ومليانة رمل بتبقى موجودة جنب البحر. تمام؟ Okay. Desert. What's the meaning of the word desert? الديزرت هي الصحراء. يعني إيه صحراء؟ It's a spacious or huge or large area full of sand and small rocks. الصحراء وعادة بتبقى with little rain and not many animals. ما بيبقاش فيها مطر كتير وبتبقى فيها animals قليلة. صحراء. Number 4. Desert. بعد كده we have forest. الفورست is an area full of tall and giant trees. الغابات، تمام؟ والغابة بتبقى مليانة أشجار ضخمة وكبيرة. forest. Where is the forest in the pictures? تمام. excellent. Here. The forest. بعد كده I have waterfall. What's the meaning of the word waterfall? الwaterfall يا ولاد it's a flow of water, maybe a flow of a river or a stream flows from a higher position to a lower one. يعني الwaterfall هو الشلال اللي فيه المية بتنزل من مكان عالي لمكان منخفض. تمام؟ اوكي. الووتر فول. بعد كده I have mountain. Mountain is a raised area on the surface of the earth and usually it has steep cliff. يعني ايه steep cliff؟ يعني منحدرة جدا من الجناب بتاعتها. اوكي؟ and of course it has a top. الماونتن اللي هو الجبل. You can notice the mountain in this picture number 7. Excellent. بعد كده I have the river like the river Nile. It's a flow of fresh water. مجرى مائي عذب اللي هو النهر. بعد كده I have النهر. تمام. بعد كده I have the river the lake. والlake an area of water surrounded by land from everywhere. يعني الليك هي البحيرة. area of water مساحة من المية بتحاط بالأرض من جميع الاتجاهات. lake. Here is the lake number 9 in the last picture. تمام. بعد كده the jungle. The jungle. jungle number 10 اللي هي التروبيكال فورست يعني غابة استوائية in which all the plants and trees grow very closely to each other. يعني بيبقوا بينمو بطريقة متقاربة جدا من بعض. الجنجل الأحراش أو الغابات الاستوائية. تمام؟ got it? okay. Write the words from the quiz in the correct place. Here بقى يا ولاد we have to categorize. احنا هنبتدي نقسم أو كل words من اللي احنا قلناهم دول suitable category بتاعتها أو للجروب المناسب ليها. We have water, sand, trees and rock. طيب الووتر ايه هي الwords related to the word water في اللي احنا قلناهم؟ Excellent. We have river, sea and waterfall. يبقى we have sea, river and waterfall. البحر والنهر والشلال. Excellent. بعد كده الساند. ايه الحاجات اللي related to the sand؟ أنا عندي هنا الديزرت as an example. ايه تاني related to the sand؟ Of course. Excellent. I have the beach. Sandy flat area beside the sea. تمام. البيتش الشاطئ. بعد كده الحاجات اللي related to the trees عندنا excellent عندنا الجنجل وعندنا الفورست. تمام؟ اوكي. طيب الروكس عندنا الكيف طبعا لان هو قلنا الاوبننج هول دي او الهول او الشامبر الموجوده في الماونتن دي بتبقى from rocks. and of course the mountain الجبل. تمام؟ I think until now we have no problems. Okay, let's complete. Look and read, match the photos with the descriptions. Here we have some photos, okay? And these photos are related to how Sayyid is going to describe his holiday to us. تمام؟ We will meet someone or a boy, his name is Sayyid, and Sayyid is going to talk to us about his holidays. طيب, these photos are related to what the Sayyid is going to say. Let's start. My holiday photos. Last summer when the weather was hot, we went to the beach near my home in Hurghada. Mariam made this sandcastle. There was a cave in the rocks. but Maryam didn't want to go into the cave because she was frightened. هنا سيد بيوصف لنا أول هوليداي ليه في last summer، وبيقول لما كان الويذر so hot، لما كان الجو حر جدا، هم راحوا للبيتش، راحوا للشاطئ near my home in Hurghada اللي كان بجانب بيتي في الغردقة. مريم made this sand castle، ومريم عملت sand castle. There was a cave in the rocks، وكان في كهف موجود بين الصخور. But مريم didn't want to go into the cave، ما قدرتش تدخل الكيف because she was frightened، كانت خايفة جدا من دخول الكهف. بعد كده let's complete. In October we visited my uncle, aunt and cousins in Cairo. في أكتوبر احنا رحنا نزور قرايبنا أو our relatives وأبناء عمي في كايرو. We had a picnic in الأزهر بارك، وقضينا day use لطيف كده في الأزهر بارك. We ate delicious food، وأكلنا أكل لذيذ جدا. Then we played games and علي rode his bike، وبدأنا نلعب ألعاب وعلي ركب الدراجة بتاعته. When I was 8، لما كان عمري 8 سنين، we went to سيوة، رحنا واحد سيوة. We swam in the lake، وعمنا في البحيرة. And climbed the mountain، وقدرنا نتسلق الجبال. We saw camels، وشفنا الجمال. And slept in a tent in the desert، ونمنا في tent أو في خيمة في الديزرت. It was my favorite holiday، ودي بالنسبة لي كانت أحب عطلة إلى قلبي. تمام؟ Let's check بقى together. هنبتدي نربط بين الكلام اللي قاله سيد وبين البيكتشرز اللي عندنا. Let's choose. الفيرست picture ايه هي الفيرست paragraph. ايه هي البيكتشرز related to the first paragraph؟ Excellent. I have 3A and 3B. The two pictures that describe what Said is saying 3A and 3B. تمام. بعد كده السكند holiday اللي هي 1A and 1B. Excellent. And the last paragraph 2A and 2B. تمام؟ Okay. طيب let's have another exercise about what Said said to us. The beach was ولا wasn't far from Said's home. احنا قلنا البيتش كان قريب من بيت سيد في الغردقة ولا بعيد؟ Excellent. The beach was far from Said's home. sorry wasn't، هو كان قريب، يبقى هو كان ما كانش بعيد، يبقى the beach wasn't far from Said's home، ما كانش بعيد عن بيت سيد. طيب تاني حاجة سيد and مريم went ولا didn't go into the cave. هم راحوا ولا ما راحوش للكيف؟ exactly. تمام. احنا قلنا مريم was so frightened، كانت خايفة جدا. so they didn't go to the cave، ما قدروش يروحوا الكهف. تمام. are you following me? okay. Number 3. Said's uncle and aunt were or weren't in Cairo with them. Said's uncle and aunt كانوا موجودين معاهم في كايرو؟ Of course. Said said that we visited my uncle and my aunt and my cousins in Cairo. يبقى of course they were in Cairo. تمام؟ Said swam ولا didn't swim in the lake at سيوة؟ بالظبط. طبعا هو قال Said swam in the lake at سيوة. هو عام في البحيرة بتاعت سيوة. The last one. There were ولا weren't camels in the desert. سيد قال إن هو he saw camels in سيوة. تمام؟ يبقى of course there were camels in the desert. كان في فعلا جمال موجودين في الديزرت. تمام؟ طيب which activities can you see in the photos؟ تعالوا نشوف بقى. In these photos we have some activities in which we can do in our holidays. يعني إيه؟ First of all, climb a mountain. What's the meaning of climb a mountain? To climb a mountain يعني to use your hands and legs to try to reach the top of something. تحاول توصل لأعلى نقطة للtop of something. تمام؟ أو okay. يبقى climb a mountain معناها نتسلق الجبل. eat delicious food يعني ايه eat delicious food؟ to have yummy and delicious food يعني تتناول أكل طعمه لذيذ. go in a cave يعني زي ما قلنا يدخل جوه الكهف. make a sand castle to build a castle made of sand on the beach as a kind of playing يعني بنبني قلاع من الرمل. have a picnic احنا قلنا يعني ايه have a picnic؟ يعني to have a time or to enjoy your time in outdoor and to have informal meal in the outdoor. تمام؟ يعني بتقضي وقت لطيف برا to enjoy nature عشان تستمتع بالحياة بالطبيعة في garden في park whatever you want wherever. okay? play games. to play games يعني نلعب ألعاب and we can play indoor games or outdoor games. تمام؟ play games indoor like PlayStation like video games outdoor games like for example hide and seek الاستغماية. اوكي؟ ride a bike تركب العجلة بتاعتك. see a camel تشاهد camel تشوف جمل. sleep in a tent. طيب to sleep in a tent يعني ايه بقى يا ولاد؟ التنت دي movable shelter يعني مكان بنقدر نشيله معانا او حاجة بنشيلها معانا عشان نحركها من مكان لآخر. or to sleep or to spend your night outside لو انت هتقضي وقتك او تقضي ليلة خارج بيتك فممكن تنام فيها. التنت الخيمة او when you are going to when you are camping لو بتعمل تخييم you will sleep in a tent هتنام في خيمة. swim in a lake. swim in a lake احنا we have explained it يعني يعوم في البحيرة. و visit family بالطبع يعني تزور قرايبك أو عيلتك الكبيرة. تمام؟ طيب here بقى first 1A of course to ride a bike. تمام؟ طيب let's look at the second picture 3B. I have a to go in a cave يعني ندخل في الكهف. طيب 3A exactly to build a sand castle. 1B ها نعمل ايه؟ of course thank you to have a picnic. the last one 2A to swim in a lake ممكن نعوم في بحيرة. and the last one to see a camel تقدر تشوف أو تشاهد maybe to ride a camel. okay. now we are going to move to another part in our session and which is related to the grammar. But before we go to the board, let's look at the past simple with verb to be. Past simple with verb to be. احنا قلنا verb to be اللي هو verb الكينونة am و is و are in the present form. طيب if I want to use verb to be but in the past, what should I do? Okay, I'll use the form was and were. Was and were. تمام? Let's read the example. Maryam was frightened of the cave. فعلا مريم كانت خايفة من الكهف. يبقى verb to be في الباست مع مريم عشان مريم the third person singular هيبقى was. اوكي؟ لأننا بنستخدم was مع he و she و it و I طبعا و were مع you و we و they. تمام؟ اوكي. طيب في النيجاتيف فورم هعمل ايه؟ all what I have to do is to add not to verb to be. تمام؟ I wasn't or I was not frightened of the cave. أنا ما كنتش خايف من الكهف. طيب if I want to use verb to be with the plural with the negative form, what should I do? برضو I'll add not to were. يبقى there were not or there weren't any cars on the beach. تمام؟ طيب let's move بقى to the past simple, and to be able to explain it better, let's go to the board. To start by explaining the past simple tense, we have to know that we use past simple tense if we are going to narrate or to talk about something or an action happened and finished in the past. يبقى أنا بستخدم past simple لو أنا بتكلم على action أو حدث أو series of actions happened, started and finished in the past. يعني حاجة حصلت في الماضي وبدأت وخلصت في الماضي. تمام؟ أوكي. طيب to start using the past simple tense, I have to differentiate between two types of verbs. عندنا irregular verbs and the irregular verbs. تمام؟ اوكي. الريجولار verbs اللي هي verbs to change them to the past I have to add d or ed or ied. يبقى الريجولار verbs هي الفيربات اللي انا المفروض عشان احولها للباست I have to add d or ed or ied. تمام؟ الدي if the verb ends with e، يعني لو عندي verb like arrive وعايزة أحوله للباست هيبقى arrived. تمام؟ كل اللي عملته I add d to the verb. طيب لو ed ده with any regular verb عادي، بس المفروض إن الطبيعي بزود ed. طب إمتى بحط ied؟ I can add ied to the verb if the verb ends with y preceded by a consonant. يعني إيه؟ لو عندي الverb cry، الcry ends with y و preceded by a r، والr ده consonant or vowel؟ consonant. تمام؟ يبقى I'll cross the y and add ied، هيبقى cried. تمام؟ The same thing with مثلا for example dry، يجفف. dry I have to cross the y and add ied تبقى dried. تمام؟ اوكي. لكن irregular verbs بقى، irregular verbs هي verbs which I can change them completely to use the past form. يعني ايه؟ يعني for example go هيبقى went. مثلا drink هيبقى drank. eat هيبقى ate. اوكي؟ طيب في irregular verbs ما بتتغيرش خالص. for example like put يعني يضع هيفضل put. تمام؟ got the difference between the regular and irregular verbs؟ اوكي. طيب يبقى I will use the past simple tense with the regular verbs or the irregular verbs. يعني مثلا هقول I went to school yesterday. يعني أنا رحت المدرسة امبارح. تمام؟ حدث خلص في الماضي وأنا بتكلم عنه. أوكي؟ طيب طيب الكي ووردز بقى أو التايم اكسبريشنز بتاعت الباست سيمبل إيه هي التايم اكسبريشنز اللي أنا لما بلاقيها I can know that I have to use the past simple؟ عندنا yesterday، last مع بقى any period of time، last week، last month، last year، last day، last night. اوكي؟ عندنا ago يعني منذ، و ago should be I should use ago at the end of the sentence. يعني أقول I studied English 3 years ago. أنا درست English منذ 3 سنوات. تمام؟ 3 years ago at the end of the sentence. بعد كده ممكن once يعني in the past أو in the past. تمام؟ أوكي. طيب if I want to use بقى the interrogative form of the past هعمل إيه؟ لو عايزة to make a question يعني yes or no. Yes or no question. I have to use the auxiliary did. لازم أستخدم ال auxiliary did. وزي ما احنا عارفين that is so selfish. So she will eat the past form of the verb. يعني هتاكل ال past. يعني with did I have to use the main verb in the basic form. In the basic form. يعني إيه in the basic form؟ يعني in the infinitive without adding anything. يعني لو أنا حابة أعمل yes or no question في ال past هقول did you go to school yesterday. yesterday. تمام؟ حضرتك رحت المدرسة امبارح اهو استخدمت ال auxiliary verb did وحطيت go في ال basic form. تمام؟ اوكي. طيب if I want to answer this question affirmative and negative what should I do؟ ها in the affirmative I'll use the past form عادي. تمام؟ هستخدم ال past form عادي. يبقى هقول yes I went to school. Yes I went to school. استخدمت ال past form مع ال verb. طيب في حالة النيجاتيف هقول no I وهضطر استخدم ال auxiliary بس with not. هقول no I didn't وهحط البيز فورم اللي هو go. يبقى no I didn't go to school yesterday. تمام؟ Got it يا ولاد؟ Got the difference between the interrogative and the affirmative and the negative form in the past simple? Okay. I wish that you understood the lesson and that you got the difference between the interrogative and the affirmative and the negative form in the past simple tense and how can we use the past simple tense. I hope that you got all the points that we have covered in this session today and see you next time inshallah. Bye.